Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese sizala sokhuluma ngazo le ndaba esiyifundile. Senzela laba phela abasuke bengenaso isikhathi sokuthi bayifunde incwadi nalabo abanqenayo nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese sizala sokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senza ama-reviews ama-recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga-any other issues avukayo mangabe lama shows sesiwafundile sesiwabukile ku-TV. Uma ngabe uyaqala ukushona namhlanje and you happen to like our content, guys, please like our content before or subscribe so that you do not complain, okay? If you like our content, please subscribe below and also press the notification bell ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Kanjalo uma ufuna ukuba member ye-channel, there's a join button below. If ufuna ukubonga i-channel ngemali, there's a thanks button. Kanti ke futhi ke siyakubonga kakhulu ukuthi umuntu abuke an advert or two mawusuke ubuka umsebenzi wethu kuyona le channel. Namhlanje ngifuna ukukhuluma a little bit about our creators, NdivhuT kanye no Pastor Bae, her husband. Should we say Pastor Bae and NdivhuT, or NdivhuT and Pastor Bae? No, women run it. So women run the world, so it is NdivhuT and Pastor Bae, okay? Anyway, you guys, one of the things that I have been doing recently is talking a lot about their relationship or relationshiping, you know, and you know, in them talking about their marriage, they have been really like real about it. You know, they're not pretending. You know, they talk about real issues and talk about issues that are uncomfortable sometimes to even talk about them. They've also been sharing about the fact that they are possibly going to be living into separate places and separate provinces. I think it's in relation to their work, and you know, and they also recently did a video where they were talking about Pastor Bae regretting getting married, you guys. And of course, you guys, you know, sometimes you do a video and you say something that you will have one person interpret what you say a certain way and then another. It's a funny thing to watch happen, because when you read their comment section, you'll be like, I'm surprised that people are just not getting it in the way that I'm getting it. But we have different people in our comment sections and that think differently. That's an interesting part about it, you know. And I think, you know, initially when they started talking about issues of their relationship, people misinterpreted it as them saying they were having problems possibly in their marriage, and people started panicking, thinking, maybe they will get a divorce eventually. And the thing about it is that, honestly, you guys, I don't blame people from panicking, because honestly, on YouTube, there's a case etile on YouTube when it comes to couples. When we love our couples and then the next thing they break up, you know. So I guess, you know, people are justified in panicking a little bit when it comes to people's relationships, when people start talking about real issues in relationship. But guys, my issue on this one, or my view on this one, is a little bit different, because I did a video earlier on. Actually, when I started my YouTube channel, I had read no, it wasn't a book, I just done a video. One thing that I've always hated, you guys, earlier on in my life, I never wanted to get married. Anyway, I will put as, that is if I can still find that video. When I was talking about my relationship, on why we took so long for us to get engaged, you know, and why we decided to actually wait until our 40s to be like, okay, maybe now we can do it, you know. And earlier on in my life, I never wanted to get married, really. I didn't understand marriage, the concept of marriage. I understood relationships. I love love. I love being in a relationship. But nobody could ever give me an answer why you have to end up getting. Yeah, I love him, but why do we have to sign a paper now that says we love each other? So I've always been somebody like that. And then later on in my life, I decided if I do it, maybe later on when I am sure about who I am and my life and what I'm doing, honestly, I don't regret that decision. This is like, you know, there's a lot of bad decisions I've made in my life, but one good decision was deciding that I would only do that later and not put myself in things. Oh, maybe I would be long divorced by now. That I know for sure. You know. But one thing, my view on marriage, guys, has always been that I do not understand why people treat marriage as a mystery. You know, like people don't share the real stuff that happens in marriage. That's why sometimes we get so surprised when people are in a relationship and we think they are couple goals, and then boom, boom, divorce. You know, and we're like, huh? What happened? Hey, umuntu ikhane xoxa, yo, hey, akaze ngijabule mina laphayana, ngathi ngifika ngabe ngishawa ngempama ngaba njani imali yami beyithathwa, ikhadi lami belihlala kuyena in you know, all of those things that we did not know while they were in a marriage. And also, even like our society just treats marriage, I don't know, like people don't want to share the real stuff, real information about marriage. You know, even in churches, like you find that there's couples ministries, mystery meetings before, after church, only married people counseling. Nobody ever shares what gets talked about there, you know. But I always feel like the people that really need the information on what goes on in marriage is people that are not married. If I'm trying to decide if I should get married or not, I want to know real deal what happens in marriage. You know, what happens. You know, do they really turn in and become lions now that they're, you know, I want the real thing. I feel like young girls need that information for them to be able to decide, do I get married or not? Do I really need to put myself under pressure to say, I want to get married by this age or whatever? So I really appreciate that they're coming out here and saying, listen, here in Marriageville, it's not perfect, you know, and talking real about if I had an option, if I had a choice right now, whether knowing what I know, would I get married or not, and what are the things that we have had to deal with, what has been our journey. I appreciate them being real about it, because not only do I need it as a woman, but I think a lot of women need it. And I think when it comes to them, we do need to chill a little bit in terms of like us panicking and thinking they are possibly going to break up, even though we would not love to see them break up. So it's out of love, just to be like, you know what, we wouldn't want to see them separate. But I just really feel like I don't think that they're having problems really in their relationships. If they are having problems, it's normal problems that probably married people normally have in their relationship. I appreciate the fact that they're sharing the real deal. But and also, even if it ever got to a point where they go their separate ways, it will be just part of their journey, and it will be like, oh yeah, you know, you can learn from it. This is what they were going through and ended up, you know, making that decision or whatever. I'm always excited to watch those videos, and also seeing their interaction with each other, how much they're able to communicate with each other. So on my part, I am learning, and I've been trying to look and see, do I see what people are talking about and saying it looks like they're having problems with, they might divorce. I don't see it right now, you know, but it doesn't mean that I'm right, because, you know, you know, but I just feel like they just want to be real about stuff that goes on in their relationship. And it looks to me like they are not concerned with being perfect or with looking perfect. But I do find that they are constantly having to come back. Like they will say something and they're constantly having to come back and defend it or explain it, because sometimes people are not understanding it. But also, I do feel like their community, when it comes to the comment section, a community is not people that are rude. You will find those people, you know, but it's like I like a community because it's like people are allowed to think whatever that they think, and they are not forced to agree with them on issues, which makes it fun, you know. So it's one of those channels that are bigger, because sometimes on bigger channels I don't like commenting, but it's one of those channels that are bigger here on YouTube, but I still comment on them because I feel like I enjoy the conversations in their comment section. But yeah, you guys, I'm excited about, you know, their relationship journey, and I have been in a long distance relationship. It's not fun, it's irritating. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. But I guess if you've been in a marriage for a long time, maybe it's the best thing to do, just get a break from this person, you know. So yeah, anyway, you guys, that's all that I wanted to comment on when it comes to this issue. Please like the video before Pumeyona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngithanda kakhulu.